like already, so
Yeah.
we're good to go. There's definitely going to be things to
Welcome everybody. Yeah, we're good to go. We are we're gonna go live here. We got David producing as always. Appreciate you, my man. We got a lot of comments, like David mentioned, which I appreciate. People getting here a little bit early, getting ready to get some bets in. I wonder if everybody's this early for work or like other appointments that aren't around their sports betting. I'm not even making it about me. I'm just making it about sports betting. But more importantly, this is a tough one, man. So we got Chris Middleton just announced doubtful. I was incorrectly predicting him to play, to be honest. I really thought he was going to get 25 minutes, even with that sickness. So Chris Middleton is doubtful. We're not calling him out yet, but he is doubtful. I am only one play deep today, so we're going to be doing this together. I'm going to have that scroll on the bottom line. The play that I have that I'm going to put on the bottom line. And I think it's going to be better than it was earlier, to be honest with you. I'm taking Taurean Prince, and I got made fun of for that. And that's okay, because I can take it. And I make fun of people too, so it's all good. But I caught some flack for Taurean Prince. The thing is the people giving me flack didn't really give me reasons for why they shouldn't bet on Taurean Prince, other than he's never good for 2 threes, or there was a lot of like, how are you going to bet on Taurean Prince when SGA is there, or Giannis, or whatever. And it's because I'm not just here to just bet on players that are the best players. It's about the value we're getting. And I think Taurean Prince is good. The other thing was 2 3-pointers made for Taurean Prince, which I just put on the bottom line here. That was plus 180 for me on Bet365. I'm going to start sharing my screen and just get right into it because there is no reason to just kind of stand around and filibuster here. We got plenty to look at. But the Taurean Prince bet, as I pull up my screen right quick, is now scrolling on the bottom line. That's going to be where any plays that we get actually go. So definitely want to check the bottom line as you're looking at stuff. That'll be where we're at here. I'm going to bring up Props Madness, which you guys should all be familiar with at this point. If you do not yet have an account on Props Madness, use code LYB when you sign up. Code LYB will get you 25% off your first month. This is the GOAT for everything. I'm going to keep using this when we get into the WNBA. For those of y'all that are ready for the W this year, can't wait. But yeah, the stuff for today with Taurean Prince, man, I mean, I'm trying to target people against the Thunder who score from the corners. Right? That's where they've historically been bad. That's where they are bad this year. And it's on purpose because they pressure the crap out of the ball. They limit the pick and roll ball handler to the second fewest points per game. So guys like Dame Lillard, who run the pick and roll all day, every day, it's going to be tough for them to get some points. Plus, Dame is hobbled. I don't know if you guys knew that. I hope you do. The calf strain for Dame is legit. Like, I don't think he'd be playing if this wasn't a cup final game, much less a cup game, much less a final game, right? So I think that's why Dame's pushing through. But I don't know that you want to take a hobbled Dame against a really good defense up top with 4 dudes that can guard him. I mean, I say can guard him, especially when he's hurt, is really what I mean. Nobody can shut down Dame Lillard, but you get what I'm saying. So either way, I think the corners are going to be where you force the ball. I mean, I know it is. Taurean Prince is shooting 34% of his shots, all of his shots, from one of the corners. Once again, you look at his defense. If you look at both corners, they're a little bit worse against one than the other. Not sure who's on which side of the floor. Don't really care. But you can also just look at corners as corner threes as a whole. If you go to NBA stats page and you go to opponent shooting, you can look at this by zone. Instead of distance range, we go by zone. This is opponent shooting, right? By zone, and you look at corner threes against. They are giving up the most attempts from the corner three because they force the ball to the player that's probably the worst on your team, right? The dude standing in the corner in an NBA offense is not one of the top 2 or 3 best players on that team. That's why they're in the corner. Their job is to be able to shoot from the corner. PJ Tucker, Taurean Prince, 3 and D, those types of guys. And Taurean Prince is the best defender of all the other dudes that want to shoot for this team, which the catch and shoot, which is going to be Gary Trent and AJ Green. These are the other catch and shoot homies alongside Taurean Prince. But Taurean Prince is the best defender of all those dudes. Another dude in the comments, if you're in the video too, I'm not even trying to talk trash, but like you told me that Taurean Prince was an ass defender to some degree. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm using the phrase ass defender, but it's just blatantly not true. He's not as good as he was maybe 5-6 years ago, but he's not an ass defender. So I think he's got to play. And the other thing I like about Taurean Prince, if you look at these 3 games right here where he was terrible, he didn't score a point. He only took 1 shot in 9 minutes against the Celtics, 2 shots against the Nets, and then 20 minutes, 1 shot against Orlando, right? He was sick. He had whatever it is that Chris Middleton has, which I forget where it started. Najee Marshall. Freestyle was talking about how Najee had it first. I forget who had it first. Michael Porter Jr. was sick. Everybody in the NBA just ended up getting sick, right? And so that was Taurean Prince's problem. He didn't shoot. I think we're getting value on this because people expect Chris Middleton to come take some of Taurean Prince's his usage, but you can already see this is gone. I didn't even realize to look at it. This was at 4.5 points. The threes were at plus 180. You can still get it for plus 171 on Pinnacle. So yeah, and precisely what I'm saying, this all adds to it, which is that Dame didn't show up to practice, and it's just not likely he's going to be 100%. I mean, even though I think he's going to give it a go, I don't know how they keep him out. So that's where I'm at. I'm at that. I'm still good with Taurean Prince. I would still consider the 6.5. I believe he's going to get the start is the other thing. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the start. That's 25, 26 minutes. So you put him in there. Well, maybe not actually, because they'll keep starting Andre Jackson Jr. and then Brolo, Dame, Giannis. Yeah. And then Taurean Prince. That's for sure. And this is, which one are you confirming there for me, Dave? I just want to make sure we're,
so folks were asking about Dame and like where that info came from. I hadn't heard it until shout out to whoever just put that in the chat. But
thank you.
Yeah, ESPN has it on their website. So if you trust ESPN, that sounds legit. Yeah,
for sure. And then we got a comment from Aditya, who's saying that you can't find anything. You're limited on 365. That'll happen. Careful hitting those 365 lines early. And there's a lot of conversation in the VIP at times about like whether you should hit stuff early or not. And the reason you wouldn't hit stuff early is it's a little bit more likely that you get limited. Not sure how you did that, but yeah, that would probably be part of it. The other books, this should be coming out though on other books for Taurean Prince because of the Chris Middleton news. They probably took stuff down and now they're going to put it back up. And where they already put it back up, you can see it's at 6.5 points. And it was you can still get 4.5. So if you can still get to 4.5 points for Taurean Prince, that's still a wonderful line. And it's very slow to change. So I would hit that. Yeah, I mean, I would hit this at 6.5, like I said, but I think 4.5 in and of itself is a good look. I'm going to hit that right now. I now need 2 seconds. Excuse me. This is a simul text and VIP chat edition. Yeah, this is slow. They're slow to move this.
So JK has an interesting look about Taurean's last time hit the first 3 for Milwaukee.
Oh, nice.
Is that Hannah, not Hannah?
Yes. Nice. I did the same detective's work. Well done. Well done.
That's a good look.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, we've got a really good look from JK right here. And that is, I mean, I'm just going to out you, man. Our boy is on a wicked nice heater. So I'm blindly doing whatever JK says right now because the man's feeling it. And he's got a vibe with this stuff, with the first 3, the first to 5 rebounds lately has been nice for him. I love this look here. So yeah, appreciate it. And there's another guest capper that we got some great looks. These are the late night chefs alongside Legacy King, all those guys that are up hella late getting the early bets in too. So appreciate y'all. And definitely give that video a like if you would. Much appreciated. I added 5 codes. So we ran out of the 6, which I'm grateful for. We ran out of the 6 codes from yesterday. I added 5 more. So we have 5 left. I did that right before the show. 5 left for up 33 if you want to get into the Discord. This should say 5 total codes left. This is the same graphic from yesterday, but there's 5 left now because I just added 5. So we ran out of the 6 last night, and now we got 5 more. If anybody is interested in jumping into VIP, quick look at the bets. The 2, unfortunately for me, this sucks. Last night I got to put this up and not have to admit that Kessler and KPJ didn't win. So it was 3.7 units down to 1.7 units, but I will still take a winning night. So this is last night. Year to date, this should now say 31.2 because we lost those 2 1-unit bets there at the bottom that were not yet complete when I finished this graphic last night, but that's where we're at. And there's plenty of one-on-one combos and betting support and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. So I'm on Taurean Prince now. Let me get back to my right graphic here. And I see you with the question in there too, my G. Let me get back to it because I'll just pull it up. I'm going to get to as much of this as I can. We should have time to go through pretty much everybody. Let me get to the comments. Waterhead, how you feeling? Yeah, so Isaiah, I'm kind of out on too. I'm just going to try to go through everybody and do this as much as we can. The one I wanted to make sure I got to was Taurean Prince. I liked him before Middleton was out. I just like it even more now. I do think there's a likelihood that he starts. over Gary Trent. But maybe Gary Trent starts. I still think you see Taurean Prince play the 25 plus minutes that I would need him to feel good about the points. All right. So, all right, hold on one second. Sorry. I should have made clear. So for Taurean Prince too, if you can only get him at, if you're trying to play the points and you can only get 5.5, which I think is still around in some books, if you can only get 5.5, I would still play that to minus 125 or so for Prince. So just to be clear on that, since I needed to kind of specify that. The stuff for, yeah, for sure. This is still a 4.5 in plenty of places. They're slow to move it. All right, let me not get squirreled. Isaiah, I just don't like in this game. Now, there's two ways of thinking for Isaiah Hartenstein. One is he's big and they need him against a big team that is very good. The other is it doesn't matter because he's going to be swarmed by a team that is giving up the fewest points per game to the center, I believe. Pulling this up on Fantasy Pros. If you go to centers, this is linked in the description of the video if you don't have access to this. And if you go to points for centers specifically, you're going to see that they give up the fewest points to centers. And I believe it's like their 10th best limiting, or not even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th best limiting rebounds to centers as well. Excuse me, I'm freaking out. So there's trees down there. It's tough, right? And Hartenstein is going to be the only big down there. It's going to be with Brolo. On offense, I don't know that he wants to clog things down low with Brolo, so he's probably going to be playing a little further from the basket. I kind of like the points better than the Rebs, to be honest with you, against this team, mostly just because if we look at Hartenstein and he's scoring most of his shots either right next to the bucket or right in the paint outside, right? And so because of that, yeah, this team, I mean, this is a better option for him. The points is what I'm getting at. You can see the Bucks are 18th in terms of the extended paint right here where they defend that. But they give up the 7th fewest points right next to the basket within 5 feet of the basket. So Hartenstein is actually a good dude to take for the points more so because he does take a good amount of these push shots from that extended paint area. Half his shots are right next to the basket. Half his shots are about, 8 feet away from the basket or so with a little push shot. So with that in mind, with Hartenstein, like I kind of like the points better, to be honest. Obviously, he's coming off that nice 21-point game against them, even though the Bucks are better again, limiting the points than they are the rebounds. And that's actually what's weird is the Bucks should be a better rebounding team, but they're giving up the 9th most. So you can tell how much confidence I fucking have in the Isaiah Hartenstein bet right now. But yeah, Daddy Herbs, appreciate the comment there because we could probably just leave this up the whole time and this would be relevant, right? If you want to force bets tonight, by all means, I know we're going to see the SGA 30 plus, Giannis 30 plus. And I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to end up making one before the end of this show where it's like, I think I want to get shy at 30 plus. So like, that's the best matchup on offense. But just be careful, y'all. Like there's plenty of betting. I know we don't have any NBA tomorrow, so probably not going to have a live show tomorrow, but we'll be back Wednesday night with a video for Thursday. Plenty to bet on. Just be a little bit chill. So for Hart, I'm going to move past that. I actually do like the idea of just getting SGA in here. This is the next thought that I had with some confidence is like, if you look at the matchups, right? Like this is the best defense in the league right now for the Thunder. So I don't really like anything for this Bucks squad to just be like, well, it's Giannis, so he's got to go over. Does he? Like J-Dub is going to be the primary defender on him. Then you're going to have Hartenstein kind of playing free safety. You've got Ken, obviously you're going to have Cason and everybody else. Lou Dort, they're all going to have eyes on Dame and Giannis the whole time. So that's kind of why I like the others for the Bucks way more than I like any of the stars for the Bucks. See Amin Thompson, who didn't have one of their better defenders on him. So he was able to go off for the Rockets. On the other side of the ball, though, SGA, Andre Jackson's going to guard him. I'm not scared of that matchup for him. What if they do decide to put Taurean Prince on him? It's too quick for Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince needs to be on somebody else. Gary Trent, nope, that's a bucket. Like they might end up putting Giannis on him. I don't think so. I think Giannis is going to stay as the free safety. It's another reason why I do like Giannis boards. I know people were talking about that. I'll do my squirrel thing real quick. If you can get him at 11.5 still, I'd probably play that at minus 130, to be honest. I mean, if you wanted to take Giannis like 25 and 12 for the boards to juice up the boards a little bit, I'd be okay with something like that, or like 20 and 11.5, just to get it from minus 130 to like minus 110. I think that's a pretty good look for Giannis. So I like the rebounds because I do like him to play free safety. That's how he defended last game that they played last year. It's last year, so it's not the same. But the way they played Giannis against this team and the way they tend to play him when they have good wing players and shooters and on-ball players like SGA is they'll have Giannis play free safety, knowing they don't have that great of one-on-one defenders outside of like an Andre Jackson to a degree to be able to really limit other guys like SGA. So I think I would be looking at the SGA points here. I think I need to dumb it down though. I'm still a little bit scared to get to like 32.5. 31.5 is better, but it's minus 120. Let me see. So we've got Pinnacle saying it's 32.5 minus 113. So you do get a little bit of a bump there on the CC. Like I'd rather get this to 30 for him, to be honest. What's the play type stuff here? Pick and roll ball handler. They're not very good at limiting that. We know that. They're actually a bit better against the spot up. So, I mean, I'd rather go for the points for him than the dimes. I think we're going to just start building shit. So I'm just going to, I'm going to do it on, let's see where I think DraftKings had the best number for SGA. I'm just going to have to end up starting building stuff, y'all. Like I'm down to like put down a couple units on the game as a whole and have a lot of those units be a nice little SGP and just have it be that and just try to throw some darts at it and see what we can get if we want to have fun with it. Because otherwise I'm going to be here telling y'all why I'm not going to take everything on this card. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the only edge that I have. And I mean, I'll just lecture y'all for one more second, which is like, I'm not here to just go like, let's bet on the stars. My thing here is where do I have advantages based on matchup, based on information that the public doesn't have? Those are the edges that I'm looking for. I'm not just looking for, let me place my money on the dude who has 30 points per game. That's it, right? It's not for me. So, but I am okay with having fun. This is still sports betting. So I am okay with maybe taking a little SGP and seeing what we can do. So the first thing I want to add to it, and I'm down to take y'all's suggestions, obviously. I mean, I know y'all are throwing them at me anyway, so let me just look at them in a sec. But if we go to SGA, and by the way, like, I don't know if you guys call him Shy or Shay, but I call him Shy. And if I catch shit for it, I'm just saying his mama called him Shy. So I'm going to call him Shy. 30 plus is minus 185. Oh, what a douchebag leg. All right. Chalky chalk, 30 points for SGA. Let's keep it moving to something that seems a little sharper. I'm going to stay away from, dude. The Lou Dort stuff. I know we all love Lou. Free sauce. What was the look from Lou that y'all were talking about in the VIP chat? I remember you guys were talking about Lou in there. Were you not? I love Lou Dort, man. That's one of my favorite players in the NBA. Lou and Cason, right, was some of the stuff that you guys were looking at. Well, let me know when you get a chance, Free Sauce, if I'm tripping or if there was some Lou Dort talk. But Lou Dort, somebody to look at. Cason was the other guy outside of SGA. So I've got SGA 30 plus in this little builder right here, and we're going to see if it's where it's best. Obviously, I'm not going to just take it here. So Dort and Cason both on the rebounds, because I know we were talking about Cason. Appreciate it, my G. So the stuff here for Cason, and this is a look I actually wasn't really hip to it. This is something else JK was hip to. Bro has people fiending in the VIP chat now. People are like, "Where's JK picks at?" One of them rebounds. My guy's amazing at the rebounds. One of them that he brought that I didn't see. I put the video up last night and I talked about Cason Wallace rebounds, and I still like it. And I didn't see that JK was talking about it, but now I just like it even more. But obviously the last three is nice. What I care about the most with Cason is I think this is going to be the dude, right? Like we've been talking about since last season. What we've been talking about for the role players for the Thunder is like, who's the role player that you can trust to get minutes? We know that Dort, Hart, J-Dub, SGA, those four, they got their minutes on lock. Lou Dort's going to play close to 30, and then everybody else is going to play as many as they can, including SGA and J-Dub, who will play as many as they need to win the game. Same for iHeart to a degree. I think he's probably about 30. I think these two dudes right here, SGA and J-Dub, we're probably talking about like 32 to 35, depending on how much they need to play if this thing stays close. I would also just be hitting OKC to win. I would take them -5. Like I'm not scared of OKC dominating this game. They have absolute advantages all over the floor. I would be taking that. Adam likes the look for Dort. Let me get into that right after I just show you this for Cason. So if I go Cason Wallace NBA Cup stats this season, so I can just look at his stuff in the NBA Cup. He's at 8 points per game. Let's see. Let's get closer to the end here. You can see in the last three, when they started to like need these games, they had to beat Utah to get in. They had to obviously win the next two as they were single elimination. And our boy played 29, 31, 32 minutes in those games. And he probably would have played more against Utah, but there was nobody for him to guard. And the game was over by the third quarter. In these other two games, we had good games. He's out there to guard. Kyrie was his main matchup in Dallas. And then for Houston, he's the dude shutting down Jalen Green and putting him in his pocket and being like, you're not doing nothing today. as a result of being out there for 32 minutes, it's one of those things where rebounds is a volume stat. I can't get rebounds if the other team isn't missing shots and I'm not on the floor. Like, that's it for rebounds, right? So it's it for every stat, obviously. But for rebounds specifically, dude, 6-8, none against Utah. Not really concerned about that. But when he played 31 against LA, 5, 3, 4. And the reason I'm looking at this is the minutes. When he gets the minutes, then we know he's a lot better for the rebounds. So if I do that here on Props Madness, one of the best functions of this tool, if not the best, to be honest, is that I can look at all these as stats and filter them to my need, right? And so for tonight, I think he's going to play at least 30 minutes. So, and I think he's going to be guarding Dame. So what does that do with for him if I know he's going to play 30 minutes? I'll put him at 30, and on the season, in 30 minutes, he's gone over in, what is this, 5 of 7 right here, averaging 5 per game. So I think he's still good for 4. This number is at 3.5, minus 120. We're not getting a number from Pinnacle. That's fine. But you can see this is the best number of all these books. I'm actually going to pull up FanDuel as well because it's not pulling through right now, and I want to see that. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Yeah, are you expecting to struggle with boards? I don't think I think he's going to struggle with boards. The boards on defense, he's going to be fine with. The only dude that can rebound almost as good as him, and not even probably as good as him, is Isaiah Hartenstein. He's going to be battling with Brolo. But if you don't like Giannis on the points, I get that. I do think this OKC defense has what it takes to limit and slow down or shut down Giannis for however much you can shut him down. I don't think that's the case for the rebounds. And I mean, if you look at the rebounds for him too, this team is dead last, I believe, in limiting rebounds to its opponent for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm not as scared of the boards, but I get you on the points. It's a reason I haven't just been like Giannis 30 plus, but I am willing to do that for Shy, because for Shy, this is a bad defense that he's going up against. So I'm just looking at Cason rebounds as I distract myself once again from the show. Let's see. SGA. No, not SGA. What am I talking about here? Where's Cason? Do they even have a number up for him? So they don't even have one for him. Fucking cowards, man. Are you kidding me? So did we get Cason on 4+ boards? Pathetic. Okay, minus 120. So minus 120 is the number for him to get 4+. I think that's a look. I'm gonna put that on the bottom line for right now, because I know that is something that people are talking about. This is not like both teams are bad at rebounding, for being honest. I also have Prince on the over 4.5 points, playable to 5.5. That's gonna be scrolling on the bottom line. So I'm adding Cason over 3.5 rebs minus 120. You can get that on DK and elsewhere. I think I'm going to end up hitting that, and I don't think that's going to move too much where I need to like rush that right now. So this is the other one I do like for the Thunder outside of what we're talking about here. Let's see if we just add maybe a little Cason 3 rebounds for right now and just keep this card going for a minute. Where we at with Cason? 3+ boards. Sheesh. Or no, yeah, we could even just do 4+. I'd be pretty comfortable with that. Well, just add the 3+ for right now. Keep it chalky. Stay chalky. I mean, right here, minus 105. I'm kind of willing to play this 2-leg, to be honest. I don't mind that at all. Let's see what it is over here if they give us anything different. Cason minus 120, and we've got SGA on the 30+ points, minus 170. Oh, but this is 4+. My bad. Yeah, I can't get 3+ over here. So 4+ is 171 on FanDuel. 4+ over here is going to be 158. So it's better on FanDuel, which makes sense. And the last thing I would say too, since we're doing this parlay shit real quick, is like, please use a parlay calculator whenever you're doing this. I think I have one. I have one on my NFL stuff. So I'm using, where is it? Parlay calculator. There's a million of these. So just Google parlay calculator, but this is going to make sure that you're not getting completely gypped on your odds, right? So if I take my first leg and I make it minus 125, because that's the 4+, add that leg. Did I add it? No. Oh, I need to say I'm betting $100, whatever. Add the minus 125. And then if I add the minus 300, which is what it was for, wait, let me make sure I'm doing this right. My bad. This is 4+ for him was minus 120, and then minus 170 was the 30. So let me just make sure I'm doing it right. Let me delete this one. Reset. All right. $100. Odds of minus 170 for Shy 30+, and odds of minus 120 for the 125, for the 4+ rebounds. This should get us to about 1.8. Yeah, so this should get us to about plus 185. So plus 171. We're still losing a little bit on this parlay, just at the actual odds that it's at. If we go to FanDuel, they're giving us plus 171 with a bet that's minus 170 and a bet that's minus where's the 4+ rebounds? My bad. What was that one again? I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. 4+ for Cason was minus 120. So if you put a bet together with two legs, that's minus 120, and a bet that's a leg that's minus 170, according to like the actual odds of what the number should be based on implied probability, and you getting a fair number, this should be minus plus 185, and it's not. Right. So this is my problem with just building little chalky parlays for people that ask me why I don't do that. This is why I don't do that. You're never going to get a reasonable price from these books who don't have to do it if they don't fucking want to. They're crooks. But we've got it going. So we'll leave it up for now. And maybe we won't be so chalky and we'll just do regular bets and not take these alt lines like a bunch of pussies. All right. So Giannis, 17 boards. Oh, wow. 18 runs against OKC when he plays 3 or more minutes since 2005 year. Yeah. I mean, great. Plus 700. So this is where you can just talk about implied probability. So you grab Giannis, 17 boards at plus 700, right? He averaged 18 against OKC when he plays 30 or more minutes since 2019. So my thing with that would be, one, this is a very small sample size. You're talking about how many games for Giannis, right? Let's just do this in StatMuse. So Giannis let's do versus Thunder since 2019. So that is a total of 8 games. So off bat, not a great sample size, not the worst I've seen, but not a good sample size. This is only 18 games. Second thing, this is not relevant. 2019 just doesn't matter for this bet, right? Like, who was playing on these teams in 2019? For the Bucks, it was Middleton, Brogdon, Eric Bledsoe, Giannis, and Brolo, right? For the Thunder, it was Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Jeremy Grant, Steven Adams, and Terrence Ferguson. Dennis Schroeder was coming off the bench. I forgot that man played on the Thunder. So there's nobody that you're going to see that played for the Thunder in the game tonight, right? Everybody's on a different team. Literally everybody. Nerlens Noel is retired. I'm very confident Abdel Nader is retired or in the G League. So it's just not going to be helpful. Any of this data that you get up in here is just not going to be the same as what was going to be the situation tonight. That is, once again, the purpose of things like advanced filters is I'm trying to filter things to recreate exactly what's happened in the past tonight, right? And so for Cason Wallace, for instance, I'm saying, what does he do with when he plays with 30+ minutes? That's way more important than what Cason Wallace has done against the Bucks in the past. Even last season, 2 games, he played 19 minutes and he played 24 minutes. Well, he's not going to play 19 and 24 minutes tonight. He's going to play 28 to 32 minutes tonight. So already this is worthless information for me just from last season, much less since 2019. So please don't use that stuff. I'm not even like trying to talk shit. I'm just trying to say, please don't use that stuff when you're talking about the stuff that's going to happen tonight, not relevant to what happened in 2019. The data that you're using to make your bets, it's got to be reliable. So make sure that it's reliable. And that's all I have on that. But if you look at what David's putting up about Giannis against Isaiah Hartenstein, that's probably more useful. Once again, not going to be the end all be all, but definitely more useful because at least you know him playing against the guy that he's going to see tonight. At the same time, the last time he played Isaiah Hartenstein was on the Knicks or he was on the Clippers or the Nuggets. Completely different situations that were what we're going to see tonight. So as that is more helpful than anything that happened in 2019, it's not going to be the end all be all for Giannis. So I mean, plus 700 probably isn't good enough, honestly, odds to even take that. You'd have to look at the implied probability to know what that is. I mean, this season, let's just put him at 17.5. I'm sure he hasn't hit it this, or maybe he's hit it a couple times this season. No, he has not. He's maxed at 16, etc. But it's plus 700. So this has happened 2 out of 23 times, which is 8.7%. The implied probability of this happening, let's say it happens. Well, let's just do it this way. What's the implied probability of plus 700? It is a 12% chance that it happens, right? This season, it's happened less than 9% of the time. Now, matchup might give you a little bit of a bump because this is a very bad rebounding team. This is the second to worst rebounding team in the league. But I believe who's the worst? Whoever the worst is, he's played them, and they still didn't get it. So it's yeah, just consider it. I mean, that's all stuff to look at. I really appreciate you bringing the look because it really does give me an opportunity to go, let's dissect it. Is it worth it? I'm not really thinking that it is. All right, let's see. What else we got here? My bad. I haven't even looked at the doc enough. Let me pull up a couple other bets because there's not a ton that I'm like. I do like AJ Green, to be honest. AJ Green. Let me see real quick. I'm going into the live doc. My bad. I just want to see if I didn't miss anything. But I do like AJ Green for the same reasons I was talking about with Taurean Prince, which is just that corner 3 shooters versus the and you put it in the banners. I keep forgetting that we kind of changed this up. My bad. And maybe if you don't really even have any right now, man, that's totally cool because I want to just go through the comments, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to go through that and see what we've got here. I wouldn't worry about like throwing any new bets. Yeah. So AJ Green, I think that's a good look, Rons. I was in agreement with that before the Chris Middleton announcement. I see Bobby's going up a little bit. Brolo. I don't know how playable Bobby is in this game, to be honest. I mean, maybe a little bit more. I mean, you can't play him and Brolo at the same time. You can't have them on the court with Giannis. It's too big. I don't know. I don't like anything for the bigs, to be honest, for Milwaukee. But yeah, AJ Green would be the look that I was talking about too. I put this in the video last night. You can still get 6.5. Threes, you can get 1.5 for terrible juice, or you just take 3+ for like, I would take it at like plus 160. But yeah, you can still get it like plus 150. Excuse me, for him to hit 3. I think without Middleton. I mean, let's look at him without Middleton this season. Come on now. If I go to games without Middleton real quick. So on the season, he's over in 12 of 20. He's right at 2.5, which obviously doesn't give you the biggest edge. Let me see real quick if we kind of mix these lineups up a little bit and put certain guys on the court that we know we're going to see tonight. Real quick, one more reminder. Go ahead and give that video a like if you have not yet. Much appreciated. Goes a long way. And I added 5 codes. I haven't double checked. I added 5 though for the promo code that we had on the show from last night. I put this up on last night's episode. Lost all those already. We already used up all the up 33 codes. So I added 5 more right before the show. Looks like we have 1 used. So we still have 4 more of the up 33 codes. If anybody wants to jump into the VIP where we're up a bunch more. Facts. That is so true. Remember when Giannis was like man of the people and we were all like, oh my God, he's so relatable. He loves his girlfriend. And now Giannis is like, what does $500,000 get you? A down payment on a house? Fuck house are you buying, bro? Nobody here lives in a $500,000 house and you're putting a down payment on one with it. Fuck out of here. That was hilarious. Giannis was like, I don't really care about $500K. I just love the game. Okay. I also wouldn't care about $500K if I had 100 million in my account. Yeah. Way to hear yourself and not be fucking tone deaf, Giannis. All right. He was trying to be like, I care about the game so much. And it was like, do you? Or do you just already have hundreds of millions of dollars? Fuck me. All right. Let's keep going. On court. Let's see what AJ Green does. He plays the right way, doesn't he? AJ Green, you're talking about Lillard there. Let me finish AJ Green real quick. So let's see AJ. Who do we think he's going to be running with, though? Who's on the backups here? Let's put him out there with Bobby P and Giannis. Is Bobby P out there? This is tough. This is tough to gauge the lineups. Let me, who's playing the most? Y'all are just going to come with me on this journey at this point because I'm not going to sit here and tell you why I don't like bets. I'm going to sit here and see if I can find some. And this is what I do to try to find some. So I'm going to go into the Bucks. I'm going to go to lineups. I don't think I've shown you all this sort of little tactic, but I think it's as helpful as could be when it comes to stuff. And I'm not sharing my screen, so let me do that. All right, so I'm going into the Bucks page here, right? And I got lineups right here. So when you go to the team page, you're just going to be put right to team stats. I'm going to change team stats to lineups. Now I'm going to do 5-player lineups, and I want to know who AJ Green is playing with the most, right? So I'm going to go lineups equals, A Green is going to be what it is. A Green. So AG, because this is going to be A Green right here, A period Green. So every lineup with AJ Green is now going to come up. Every 5-man lineup that has been this season. So the lineups that he's playing the most minutes with are Brolo, D. Lillard, Prince, and Andre Jackson. Or then the next one would be Bobby Porter trade Gary Trent for looks like Andre Jackson, right? Or yeah, so let's do it that way. I think I know that he's going to be playing with Brolo, Lillard, and Prince the most. That seems to be who he plays alongside. So let's put those dudes on court right now. So we got AJ Green, we've got Prince, Lillard, Good question, Amber. I'll get back to that one for sure. I see you on that. David, do you mind at least just like putting a couple names together so I don't lose this, if you don't mind? Let me put just like on a banner so that we can kind of track that stuff, because J-Dub is definitely worth a look, and I'll forget. Look at Liam Robbins. What a do. Party in the front, all business, or I guess business in the front. Taurean Prince, Lillard, Green. That's good for now, right? Did I miss anybody who's in these lineups with him? No, Lillard. Oh, Brolo. He's playing with Brolo a lot too. All right, so we'll put Brolo out there and just see where's Brolo at. Big old Brook Lopez. All right, so those dudes are on court. Cool. Yeah. With these lineups, we're looking at like 68 minutes for AJ Green. Let me put this at not advanced minutes. So I'm seeing how he performs with these lineups. And for him, he's looking at about 4 made threes on 9 attempts, 14 points. That's all like per 36 minutes. So let's project him at closer to 20 to 25 minutes. Let me see what ETR has his projected minutes at as well. This is a projections website behind a pretty big paywall. If you're not familiar with the Establish the Run site. This is going to be where they put out projections every day, 5 p.m. Super helpful to kind of see who's going to play how many minutes. I think this came out. So they don't even have Chris Middleton in here. So they're actually assuming Chris Middleton's not going to play. So these are pretty updated. So look, we got Taurean Prince at the 26 minutes. Love that. Cason Wallace, 30 minutes. Got him at 4 boards. I do think that's the play for him. Brolo, where's AJ Green? They've got him at 25 minutes. So AJ Green, 25 minutes when he's averaging about 0.12 threes made per minute. So 0.12 times 25 is 3 threes, right? So it's not much of an edge, but the projection, if he plays 25 minutes tonight with the guys that he'll be on the floor with, is very likely going to be about 3 threes. I think that makes sense. Yeah, Dame unders is a look. Let me start to get through some of this stuff a little bit more quickly. Appreciate that. That's perfect. All right, so I do like AJ Green. The 2.5 at the odds might be worth it, to be honest. If the projection is that he's going to hit 3 in 25 minutes, then yeah, I'm pretty good with that. I'm going to put him on the bottom line for right now. He was a lean from last night. I don't have as much confidence in bets for this game overall, but let me put AJ Green over 2.5 threes. That is plus 150 on most books, but I'll have to find what makes the most sense for me. That's floating on the bottom line, so you can see that if you need it. Let me see real quick. Cool. All right, so J-Dub then. Let's see about J-Dub. Go ahead and give that video a like. One more little reminder. Much appreciated. Goes a long way. If you get anything out of these streams, like hitting the like button is pretty simple. So would appreciate it. I bet some of y'all are probably not even logged into YouTube while you're watching it, so I guess you can't. But figure out a way. That'd be sick. That's interesting. That makes sense. I think we need to know if Taurean Prince is even starting, though, right? Which I don't know if we've gotten the lineup, but that's interesting. Yeah, Andre Jackson plus 550 is ridiculous. I could easily see that for sure. He's actually been shooting a better percentage as of late. The thing for J-Dub that I would be considering if I were to bet this is that I do think he's going to play a ton of minutes as Giannis's primary matchup. What makes me nervous about him is that if he's guarding Giannis the whole time, that takes a lot out of you. He's probably going to get elbowed in the face a couple of times. It's going to be tough, right? So that does make me become a little bit shy with other props for him on offense. I know he's going to be needed, but he was going to play the minutes anyway. And now he's got a really, really tough matchup. I don't remember what he did. The other thing is did Giannis missed one of these games? So this might not even be relevant. It was different teams. So last year, what he did against this team, I don't care about that much. I don't usually have much for J-Dub. He's the second. It's like trying to bet on Kyrie and Luka. I hate having to do that because they can both do basically the same shit. I don't want to have to figure out which one's going to do it this game versus the next game. So you're not going to see very many bets for me on J-Dub. In fact, it's a part of the reason I don't even like the 30 plus for Shy that much tonight. But okay with the other stuff for him. It's the same concept, man. Honestly, it's going to be right around his averages. Some games it's going to be him going way over. Although, and this is terrible odds for the 4.5. I would have liked the assist at a better number. I think a lot of cappers gave that out, but yeah, I don't have much for J-Dub. Dame unders is a look. It's pretty low, but Dame's hobbled. Dame's for sure pretty hurt. This is already actually being bet down from 22.5, and you can actually get 23.5 though if you want to take an under. Wow, this is pretty reasonable. So what did ETR do? This is where ETR comes into play. So sometimes they'll impact the lines. Like a lot of times they'll impact the lines. If their look, I thought Dame would be at like 23, 24 points on their number, but they have it at 22 because they will push lines when the books or other people, sharps, find their numbers. They'll just kind of basically tail it, to be honest. Plus, they give out picks on ETR for another subscription package, and then people will bet on the picks that they give out, not just the projections. But I'm liking an under 23.5. What are the dimes at these days for him? So we got back up to 7.5. Okay. So this should be like 31.5. Yeah, and it's 29.5. So okay, so you can't get 31 though. 31.5 on the points and assists is something I'm starting to like for Dame Lillard, to be honest. Like, you can't be looking at hit rate. And I know this is like a championship game, but Dame hurt against an insanely good defense. That's pretty terrifying. This can be a defensive battle. The threes are already gone. Like, they don't think he's going to hit 4 threes. Here's another quick little trick. So for Dame, I'm probably about to go under on the points and assists. Let me just do that before I fucking talk myself out of it. Minus 115 on Bet365. I'm playing that. I'm playing it. I'm playing under 31.5 Dame Lillard points and assists combined. If you don't like unders, sorry about you. But all right, hold on. Under 31.5 PA minus 115 on Bet365 on you. All right. All right. Yeah, I like the Dame under. I'm putting that up on the bottom line right now for y'all too. Let's see here. All right. This is the worst. This is the worst part of the job, having to type shit in multiple places. I sound like such a bitch right now, but fucking hate it. All right. Dame is not capitalized. We're going to have to be okay with that. It's on the bottom line, though. There's a couple plays I've got that are on the bottom line right now. I think I'm going to add Cason Wallace to the card, to be honest with you. I've got him down there as well. Where did his numbers go? Cason, I know I'm going to get to Dame unders is just it's just too good of a look. I mean, this team is a horrible matchup for him. This is the second best defense at limiting everything he wants to do. The only thing that would work for him is if he was able to get to the rim and then get these free throws, because OKC will foul you. I don't think he's going to get through this first line of defense easy enough to get into the lane to get those free throws. Don't foul him on any threes. You're good to go. So I do like the unders for him there and the dimes. Now that it got back up to 7.5 on the assists, I like the under on that too. But I haven't had much luck with under on just assist props. I'm going to take him for the kit and caboodle here. I'm leaving the rebounds out, even though those don't scare me that much to go under, to be honest. But it's just not much of a reason for me to do it when it's not something he's really trying to do anyway. So the Cason Wallace boards, I just want to see where those are at one more time. They are going down. Yeah, this is going to tip over, isn't it? What can you still get on FanDuel? And this is probably the ETR projections fucking things up for me too. Looks like I can still get minus 120 though on FanDuel. So I'm going to take that. Yeah, I'm going to take that. Right? Look at why wouldn't I? Because he's guarding Dame, so he's not as likely to get rebounds. I don't know. I mean, yeah, because he's guarding the guy on ball, and he wasn't doing that for Jalen Green. And in this one against New Orleans, they suck anyway. But man, that would be the thing, is the matchup. Like, if he's guarding Dame, he's never going to be near the basket. That would be the only thing. I'm gonna hold off on that one for right now. That's still not something I feel comfortable with. Portis assists. Interesting. If you gave Portis assists, I would love to know what the reasoning is there for that. Also, we should just be betting on the Thunder, should we not? Like, everything we do should have the Thunder added to it, basically. Oops, something went wrong. 5.5 still. I wonder if there's any 4.5s hanging around. Let's see real quick. Honestly, like, I don't ever bet sides. I believe I'm 1-1 on the season in sides on my record. But total 216, 215.5. I just don't see how the Bucks stay in this game, to be honest. I just don't. I have no. They're just matchup deficient everywhere on the floor. I'm going to bet this. Best number I can get. You can get minus 108 on FanDuel or DraftKings still. And I think an alt line is probably not a bad look. And then you just add, like, I think anything to do with a money line for OKC added to stuff, I think is a good look. In fact, if you like take an over for anybody on Milwaukee, and then you take an over on a Milwaukee player, and then you add the money line for the Thunder, you're going to get that nice negative correlation. That's going to bump up the juice of your bet, right? So, like, let's say I just take, let's remove this. Let's say I take, like Bobby Portis 8+ rebounds. What's that? Minus 125. And I add the Thunder minus 230 plus 151, right? That's probably about what it should be, to be honest. So minus 230 and minus 125. What does that get me? Let's see. $100 minus 230, add leg, minus 125, add leg. About plus 150. So it's pretty close. Plus 150 instead of plus 158, but that still adds up. Plus 51's fine. So I'm not getting messed up with that one, but I like something like that. Yeah. So you ended up betting. Oh, I love the head-to-head bets if you can get them on stuff like on DraftKings, I believe is where that is. People betting, I want to see this real quick. Portis assists based on hit rate. I think he's been getting 2 to 3 consistently. That's always what we look for, tipping wheelchairs. I would agree that that's probably what we're seeing. I usually have a hunch that somebody recently did a lot of this. Yeah, so it's a pretty decent hit rate, but I mean, he's averaging 1.5 on the season. So hitting 4 of 5, right? So a lot of y'all are probably looking at like Prize Picks or whatever, and you're just seeing the last 5 and you see a lot of green and you're like, let's get Portis assists. Just be careful. This last 5 is only so helpful, to be honest. And it's only been 2. And if you use a legit sample size, which is like the whole season, and this is without Chris Middleton, let's just do it all. My bad. So even with Chris, who might not play, doesn't matter, right? Like this is still 11 for 24 hit rate on the season. That's way more of a valuable number than the last 5, or even, let's see, 2, 4, 6 of the last 7. Like that's not as valuable. Plus, look at the teams they've played in the last. So the Wizards, the Pistons, good. Not talking shit on the Pistons, by the way, but I am talking shit on the Wizards. Not really talking shit on the Hawks too much. Good team, bad defense. Didn't get it. Good defense, but also depleted. And then the Hawks again. I'm not calling the Hawks a good defense. So this is not them, right? Yesterday's price is not today's price because you got to play the Thunder today. So the price of that is going to get your ass kicked. All right. So we're good on that. The last one that was on there, the Bobby Portis assist, it's just not something that is for me against the Thunder team that's really good. I would consider Bobby points. He's going to be scoring a lot off the spot up or the post up. So 2 plays that actually do really well against the Thunder. And now I'm starting to think about Bobby Portis a little bit more, especially if Chris Middleton is out. What's he done? Is it mattered? Let's see, games without Chris. I don't think so because he's still coming off the bench. So it doesn't really matter. But games without Chris doesn't really matter yet. He's actually averaging fewer points this season when Chris Middleton does not play. I don't have much reasoning for that for you, but I got to look at a couple more things. I think I'm going to have to call it early today since we have just one game, and I don't feel like looking at Kenrich Williams, and I don't feel like looking at Gary Trent or Andre Jackson or none of those dudes. I don't know that I'm going to have much here to give y'all. Like, Cason, I can see that feels like a crapshoot. If I feel like just gambling tonight and not sports betting, then I'm happy to do this. But I don't know if I feel like gambling as much as I feel like continuing to sports bet. And there's a difference, right? I'm not just throwing shit at the wall to see if it sticks. And I don't have strong enough reasons to play too much else than what I've got here on the card already, which is Dame Lillard under 31.5 PA. And I like Taurean Prince threes, and I like Taurean Prince on the points. Because if you can get under 6 for Taurean Prince, I like that as well. So keep that in mind. I might be able to start getting some plays out for y'all in the VIP. I might be able to get you some plays for tomorrow already because it looks like we've already got lines up for tomorrow's action. Or I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Thursday's action. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get up. This is going to all be dependent on a lot of info. So please be careful when you're laying down early bets. I know oftentimes it sounds like placing bets early is always the thing to do, but it's not always the thing to do. It can be, but you still need enough information to reasonably make that bet. This stuff we talk about in the VIP all the time. Still now, let me double check. I believe, yep, there we go. Daddy Herbs with the preaching the gospel for sure. Let me see. I'm gonna refresh this. All right, one more. Yeah, we have one more up 33 code used. So we still have 2, 3, 4 left. No, 3 left. Excuse me. 8 of 11 have been used. So we've got 3 left for the VIP if you want to jump in. I've got videos coming out every night that there's games. This is one I had from last night because we had a really nice night last night. So I wanted to give some people a chance to get in for a discount. If you want to jump in for 33% off on your first month, you can go ahead and do that using code UP33. We're up now. We were up 33. We're up 32 units instead of 33 after 2 bets late night did not cash. So if you want to jump in, go ahead and do that using code up 33. Like I said, I'll be back tonight, or not tonight, excuse me. Tomorrow, I'll be back, not with the live show. Not going to have a live show tomorrow for nothing. I'm not talking hockey with y'all. Sorry. I don't know. Does Mike Modano still play in the NHL? I have no idea. The stuff I'll have for tomorrow will be for Thursday night football, and we'll have the Thursday games with a video that comes up tomorrow. So definitely appreciate subscribing to the page so you don't miss any of this. Give this video a like. It goes a long way. You've got this stuff on the bottom line right now, but last call for the bets are going to be Taurean Prince over 1.5 threes. I also like Taurean Prince over anything under 6 points, 4.5 points, 5.5 points. Take the over. I like I would take Giannis on the rebounds at 11.5, probably too as well. And then my other favorite bet that I already have in is Dame Lillard under 31.5. PA. But yeah, bet the Thunder. Like Phil Phillips says, I totally agree. Bet the Thunder. I'm going to take them minus 5.5. I'm not scared. And we will see you guys on the live show on Thursday. So appreciate you guys. Until I see you next, happy betting.